Well, hi guys, this is another Test Miles review, and today we thought we'd do a comparison. This is the new Soul EV from Kia, and this is the Mitsubishi Mirage G4. Completely different vehicles, but you might be considering them. One is very green and cost about $20,000 more than the other one. It has some interesting shapes, a very small engine, but is very affordable. We're going to put them on the road and find out which one that you might want in your garage. Wait, don't say it now. Wait until the end of the video. Well, one thing Kia really wanted to create was a Kia Soul and then sort of add the electric element into it. They wanted it to feel like a Kia Soul, to look like a Kia Soul, and to drive like a Kia Soul as much as possible. Now, the charging port is right here at the front, but the first thing that really annoys me about this is you cannot open the charging port unless you open it from the inside of the car. So it's one of those things where you pull up to the electric charging station, you get out, you have the charger in your hand, and you have to put it down, go inside and open the charging door and then plug it in here at the front. The other thing I want you to notice is it has very strange wheels. These are for the low resistance rolling tires and to make the wheels more aerodynamic. That is very different than the regular Kia Soul. Now let's take a look at the G4. And when I tell you that this is the cheapest non-hybrid car on the market today in a sedan form, 4 doors, pretty much everything else I need to tell you has gone out of the window. Just around $14,000 is the starting price. There are a few things: HID headlights, fog lights. The one thing I really don't like about the car is if you look down the side of it, it almost looks like it goes in and gets narrower at the bottom. It looks like the car is actually a V-shape. But apart from that, it is very similar to the regular Mirage. The hood's slightly different, and of course it has the sedan rear end. And in the back seat, it has more room than many of the other cars in its class. In fact, if you sit someone who's around 6 foot in the back of the car, you can actually have lots of legroom, even if a 6-foot person has been driving it. We loaded up the Test Miles team inside the new Kia Soul EV, and there are a few things about this car you should know. One of them is it kind of falls at the top end of the electric cars. If you look at the electric car systems, there are those at the bottom end, like the Fiat 500e, which is definitely the most easy to drive, and then you go all the way up to the Tesla Model S, which basically you have to be super rich to be able to afford. Well, this one is about $33,000, the Soul EV. Kia really wanted it to be a very Soul car, but the EV was kind of an afterthought. It doesn't have a CVT transmission, which I really like about it. It is basically engine straight to the road with a single gear on the inside. Now, Kia wanted you to enjoy this car as a full Kia Soul. It has lots of room in the back, the battery doesn't take up any space, and a lot of things that I find on the inside of this car are exactly the same. It does look a little more iPod-y on the inside. You'll see a white surround around the entertainment system. That is not in the regular Kia Soul. You'll also see some features that really point it as being an electric vehicle. Now, the gauges are kind of cool. It does have 109 horsepower. It is a front wheel drive, and it does have that single speed transmission. We mentioned on the outside the wheels are aerodynamic and have that low rolling resistant tires. There are a few things about the car I really love. One of them is the fact that it is very quiet. The only noise you hear is the binging of the car when you back it up, and the road noise of those wheels on the road. All right, the starting price of this car is around $33,000, which happens to be just $19,000 more than the G4, the Mirage that we were testing at the same time as this. The range anxiety has been reduced. Depending on how you drive it, if you have the air conditioning on, the stereo on, It can do as little as 90 miles on a full charge. You can get over 100 at possibly about 104, 110 if you drive it economically. But it's the same sort of story with every electric vehicle as well. Time to do a 0 to 60 mile an hour test. 4 people, the car is fully loaded. Talk amongst yourselves while we try to get to 60 miles an hour. It's going to take a while.
I feel like we should have Jeopardy playing right now.
And we're at 60. Alright, so now the comparison. This is the sapphire blue Mitsubishi Mirage G4. P. Diddy has a G4.
I don't think he has this G4.
No,
though.
P. Diddy has a G4 with wings, but not this kind of 4.
He could sell his G4 and get, you know, 1,000 of these.
Well, this is the funny thing is, this is actually about $19,000 less than the Kia Soul EV that we've been testing. 1.2 liter, 3-cylinder, 78 horsepower engine, CVT front wheel drive. This has a 15-inch alloy wheels, which look very sad next to the large wheels of the Soul EV. And the best part about it is, for these rear seat passengers, of course, we have the car fully loaded with the Test Miles crew, which means it does wobble a little on corners, but it has the best rear legroom in its class. I want you guys to check this out. It has a fold down armrest in the middle at the back that has cup holders. Oh, now that's high class. You'd expect that in an Infiniti, even an Audi or something like that. So there is luxury in this car. Again, starting at $14,000, which I think is an excellent price. And the biggest plus for the car company, it is the most efficient non-hybrid gas car of its size on the market. So it does win that category. 35 miles a gallon in the city, 42 on the highway. That's pretty good for a car that only cost $14,000. Here we go, 0 to 60 mile an hour test.
This might be the time you want to go get some popcorn.
Yeah, we'll be back after the break.
Oh, we hit 40.
40. Come on, fully loaded in the G4.
Dun, 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 dun. Shit.
Damn it!
This thing's a race car. This thing's a serious race car. 18.2.
Well, this has been a very short Test Miles review of a comparison between the Soul EV and the new Mitsubishi Mirage G4. The G4, $14,000, the Soul EV, $33,000. Both around the same size. One runs purely on electric power, the other one runs almost on gas power and a lot of hopes and dreams. But I still think the Mitsubishi G4 is a great buy. For more reviews, more news, and more shenanigans, go to testmiles.com.